Hey, old man. You were acting all tough earlier today when giving me those instructions, right? I think you'd better think twice next time before doing that.
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
I think you know who I'm the daughter of, right? If you keep something like that up with me, then you'll never have a chance of moving up here.
Moving up? I know that you're the daughter of Mr. Sanchez, but I had heard from your manager that your attitude is something that needs to be adjusted. And so I was around today to see how things were going with you and to give you some help.
That right there. I'm telling you that the way you're talking to me is not okay. I'm not the kind of person you're allowed to boss around like that. I am the daughter of this department's director. Please look at the position you're in and think if it's really okay for you to talk to me that way.
Are you sure that you're not the one that should be looking at the position you're in and getting a better understanding of it?
Excuse me?
Everyone here knows that the only reason you were hired into this company is because of the connection you have. But I'd like you to stop thinking that gives you any power over me. You are just another new hire to the rest of us. You should be thanking me for taking the time to give you some pointers today on becoming a better employee. Being as blunt as you are with all your coworkers and management is not acceptable here.
Do you even know who my father is?
I told you I do. How many more times are you gonna ask me that? I don't think there's any reason for you to ask me that though. Did you not understand the meaning of the message I just sent you a second ago? Right now you are acting in a way that your father, Mr. Sanchez, is not happy with. At this moment, there are plenty of people here that are upset with your father because of you.
They're not upset with him. They're all afraid of him, and so they won't do a thing about me being his daughter. I'm really not sure why you keep acting like you know better than me here, but I'll have my father come and tear you a new one.
I'll have him do that with you.
Huh? Why would he do that to me?
If he learned about the way his daughter acts while being here, he'd be disappointed. He's a very serious and diligent man.
I have no idea what you're wanting to say here, but old man, think about the position you're in for me, please. If you act out any more with me, then I'm going to make you regret ever working for this company in the first place.
I wonder if you could really do that. For the time being, Faye, I would like you to continue your work here with a more acceptable attitude, please. I am allowed to ask this from you, and I don't want to have to ask you again. So make sure to change the way you're acting here, or else things will not go so well for you. I think you can understand what I'm asking here, right?
I have not a single clue what you're asking me. I don't even have the time right now to talk with you, old man.
You were the one that began texting me, hence my reply to you and your attitude. I, myself, am a very busy man and have things to return to, so I'll be going.
Tomorrow, you'd better act like a well-trained dog, old man.
I'm only 40 years old, Faye.
Well, compared to me, you're old as a rock. Please think about what I've said to you today. If you don't, you'll have to bring some lube to work with you before getting talked to by him.
Perhaps it'll be you that'll have to have a talk with your father. I think that would be much more beneficial to the company.
Idiot! Was that coffee pretty delicious?
You really went and spilled coffee on me now, huh? What exactly made you think something like that was a good idea?
Do you know who my father is?
You're a rude one. You already asked me that question twice yesterday, and here you come again with it.
My father is the director of this department. I have more power than you do because of that. So do you think you can stop trying to talk to me like you have been all the time, old man? I had to spill that coffee on you today because you wouldn't stop complaining about me.
I'm going to have to teach you directly then that you have no power here, and not even your dad, being the director, will save you.
What are you talking about? Have you gone insane now, Grandpa? I was going to tell my father about how you acted towards me today and have him chew you out. But then I decided spilling coffee on you would be more effective, and man, was it funny watching you react to that. I think I'll forgive you now. But don't you ever come up to me saying weird things again.
Was the weird thing I said to you today me giving you some instructions?
That's right. What is it with you and thinking you can tell me what to do? You are not the kind of person that's allowed to talk to the director's daughter that way. You should be thankful that I was willing to forgive you after I spilled my coffee on your head.
What do you think you are doing to this company's CEO?
Huh? The CEO?
This is your father speaking with you right now.
Huh? Dad?
You come down to my office right now, you idiot.
Hold up, Dad? Why are you upset with me? What's this about the CEO?
I just had a word with your dad, and I believe he wants you to come down and speak with us.
My dad was super pissed at me, but I had no clue about you, and so all of this was bound to happen.
I'm done with you, Faye. After how hard your father went into you over how you've been treating me, you still don't understand the seriousness of the situation? You seem pretty full of yourself when in his office. Are you going to listen to what he told you, or not?
But I was thinking you were just some old man that's useless to the company. However, you're saying you've been the CEO this whole time? Are you sure you're not a fraud or something?
Fraud? Stop trying to be funny, Faye. It's because of what you've done today that your father had to get on his hands and knees and apologize to me.
Huh? Why did my dad do that? I told you guys that I just didn't know. Just assumed you were an old man on his way out of here.
You not even knowing who your own CEO is, definitely something I should have expected from you.
But everyone else never spoke to you like you're the CEO of this company. So that means you're just a fraud, right?
Can you please stop with the fraud talk, please? Is that the only response you have to me now?
Well, it's the truth, though, right? Everyone just calls you Craig, so I assumed you were nothing more than a base-level employee.
And that's because I don't like being called anything besides my first name.
You really don't want people calling you Mr. Turner or Sir? Why not? Would you give up on trying to cover up the fact that you're in fact a fraud?
I would rather just have everyone call me Greg. I enjoy running a company where everyone can feel close to one another and don't have to feel distant when coming to talk with me.
And it's that kind of stupid idea that made me think you were nothing more than an old man. If I'd actually known that you were the CEO of this place, then I would have never did what had to be done to you.
What are you talking about, Faye? Whether I'm the CEO or not, you pouring coffee on someone above you is not acceptable. Actually, pouring it onto anyone is unacceptable. I've seriously had enough of you here. Do I really have to tell you that for you to understand? That is supposed to be common sense to everyone as an adult.
I really do not know what the hell you keep going on about. Can you explain all of that to me again in a language that I can actually understand?
Is that what you want? I totally overlooked you being the type of person that needs everything explained to you in a childish manner for you to understand it. Let me tell you that just because you're here because of your connection to your father, that does not mean you get any sort of special treatment. And you never seemed to understand that, did you? You seem to have thought that you could do whatever you want because you're the department director's daughter. But that's not the case. And I, the CEO, shouldn't have to be telling you something as basic as that either. All you've shown to me today is that you don't have an ounce of common sense in that head of yours.
Well, you can say all you want, but I'm still young.
Everyone else that was hired in with you is your age. The age of the people that are hired is not the problem here. But really, I never expected the day to come that one of my very exceptional employees would have to come apologize to me the way your father did.
Making my dad apologize to you like that is screwed up, by the way. Are you Satan or something? Why would you do that to my poor dad?
I totally forgot. You need things explained to you like you're a baby. You did something very bad today, and your daddy had to say sorry because you don't care about him. Does that help?
Huh?
It's because of you that your father had to come and apologize like that to me. I've even explained that to you in your language now, yet you're acting like you still don't understand?
It's my fault that my dad had to do that?
So that means you still don't understand what you did to me? I cannot believe there are people your age that act like you are. You spilled coffee onto the CEO of this company on purpose. Don't you think your father getting all up in arms like that with you was justified?
Well, I guess that was a little too far now that I think about it. But it wasn't like the coffee was that hot, right? If you don't have any injuries, then is there really a point for getting upset with me?
I think we were more surprised at what you've done to me than anything else. You're fired, Faye. I can't deal with your crap anymore.
Huh? I'm the one being fired? Why me? You're wrongfully firing me. What is wrong with you, old man? You can't fire me without a good reason.
Oh, come on. Say please. I really don't want to have to sit here all day explaining obvious things to you. Did you seriously not see anything wrong with pouring coffee on me like you did today? I am not going to allow someone as ridiculous as you to continue working for me. I'm tired of you acting like an idiot, but I also don't want to watch your father have to apologize for your actions again.
Do you really think I'm the one that did that to my dad? I didn't do anything to cause him to become embarrassed by me.
I'm going to need to call my doctor tonight. Need a refill on my prescription because of how terrible of a headache you've given me. I'm sorry, Faye, but you literally spilled coffee not only on your boss, but your father's boss as well. And you did it on purpose. What makes all of that even worse, though, is that the coffee ruined my new suit that I had imported from Italy. All of that right there should be more than enough to get you to come apologize to me. Yet, for some reason, you have no desire to do so yet. That right there shows me enough.
I do want to apologize. Sorry.
I had to tell you to apologize to me for you to do that.
But I apologized, right? So we can be done with all this now. Can't you see that I've learned whatever lesson you wanted to teach me and I can go back to work now?
Faye, I wish there was a hotline I could call to help you get the help you need. But there isn't. So the best thing I could do for me and everyone else here is fire you.
Huh? If you do that, my dad's going to be pissed at you next. You don't even have the right to fire me, even though you're the CEO. Oh, I could start going around saying that you overworked me and some other things to make you get fired.
I'm sorry, but you haven't been here long enough. Only a few weeks, and that's not enough to make such a claim. And since there was a reason to fire you in such a short time frame, it will be understood that what you did was very unacceptable within my company. And then that claim of yours will go right in the trash. I think trying that would be a huge waste of your time, but do whatever makes you happy.
What? So then I'm really being fired right now? Is my dad okay with you doing that to me? No way, right?
Well, if it makes it any better, your dad said he'd agree with me firing himself as well as you.
Huh? My dad said that?
He felt responsible for what you done, but I'm not going to fire him. He is one of my best employees, and losing him because of his mentally handicapped daughter's actions wouldn't be fair. So I think your dad is totally alright with me firing you. So go and grab all of your things off your desk, and leave my building. Just a bit ago, when you met with your father and I, you didn't even bother saying and apologizing to me then. So I'm afraid you don't have anything to say to me directly now either, nor will you listen to me.
Hold on, please! I wanted to apologize to you then, but I just assumed then wasn't the best time since my dad was so angry. I was just going to wait for a better time.
Well, this is the result of you misreading the atmosphere. Ugh, good luck at whatever company hires you next. But it won't be any company in this part of town, I'm afraid. I'll make sure to explain what happened with us that led to your very early termination. I think finding a job around here, after this, is going to be difficult for you.
Huh? Wait, if you start going around and telling other companies about me, I'll be screwed! And now my dad's starting to tell me to leave the office and go away. He doesn't even want me going back to my parents' house now. If all of this is for real, then I'll be royally screwed, Craig!
Not my problem. I have a headache now, so I'm not going to think much about your future. The best I can say for you to do now is to go back to elementary school and start over again. Now, I need to get going to the pharmacy to grab more meds for my blood pressure. Can you hurry up and get lost already?
So you're going to be just like my dad? How am I supposed to go back to elementary school at my age?
Jesus. That was a joke, Faye. I swear, the actual thing you need to do is go book yourself into the nearest mental clinic and have them do a psychiatric exam on you. But that's up to you. There's nothing left I can do with you now, and thank God for that. Now, thank you for your 2.5 weeks here.
You're just going to leave me?
And I'm pulling the cost of my new imported suit from your next paycheck. I mean, your only paycheck.
Huh? Are you kidding me?
It's either that, or you pay me right now for the suit. At least be happy that you'll still be getting $100 or so from me.
Wait a minute! Please think about all of this.
My head hurts too much to think. Bye. There's a clinic down the street you can walk to that takes people without appointment, so go there.
In the end, Faye was fired from her job and thrown out of the office building. And not even her dad said anything else to her, instead choosing to completely forget about her as his daughter. He and his wife then cut ties with her and told her to never enter their house again. And as Craig had said to Faye, there would be little chance of a company near his office being open to hiring her, and so she was forced into a tough situation which her life teetered on. The following day, she came back to the office when Craig was walking into work and tried to apologize and ask for another chance. But he lashed out on her hard and forced her to pay for his ruined suit right then and there with whatever she had on her. And once she had emptied her purse of pretty much any money she had, he had security come escort her outside the office complex, and that was the last time she was ever seen by anyone. I'm sure that some of this had to do with her being spoiled at birth, but there is also the fact that she really did seem to have something wrong with her. Everyone at the office, including Craig even, hopes that wherever she is now, she's getting the help she needs.
My father is not well, apparently.
What? What's going on? Is he sick?
He doesn't have long to live.
What? Is it that bad? Is he in the hospital?
Yes, he is.
Really? Your mother must be having a hard time too. I think you should go visit him as soon as possible.
Yeah, you go check him.
Just me? You're not going?
I don't need to go. I never had that strong relationship with my father to begin with.
It's not about only that. He is your own father, remember?
Yes, but I have to work. I'm busy.
I have to work too.
No matter what you think, I'm busier than you.
But I'm also worried about your mother. You could at least make time to go visit them, couldn't you?
That's why I'm telling you to go. For the sake of my inheritance, you should go visit him on my behalf. Please make it seem like we're doing a lot for them too.
What? You want me to go visit your father for that?
Why else would I do it? I don't know how much of his assets I'm going to receive. It all depends on your attitude towards them. Make sure you flatter my mother.
I'm not going there for that. I'm going to see them because I'm worried about them.
Then behave well.
So you really don't want to go?
No, I'm not going.
Why? Aren't you worried about them? It must be hard for your mother who is accompanying him. And your father is having an even harder time. You're his eldest son. Shouldn't you go see him?
You sound like my mother. Maybe that's why I feel annoyed.
How am I being annoying?
The relationship between me and my family is none of your business. I say you, as my wife, should behave appropriately and well. If you can't do that, then what's the point of me marrying you?
I didn't think I married you for that. I feel sorry for your father that you're this cold.
I don't care. I don't need you to tell me that. Bye.
Wait a minute. You've been coming home late lately, or even sometimes you come home the next day. What are you doing?
Huh? I'm working, of course. Why are you asking me that? No sense in answering such an obvious question.
I know you're lying.
What?
You say you come home late from work, but you hardly ever work overtime, do you? I ran into your colleague, Mr. Sanders, at the train station the other day. I said you're going home early to him. He told me that these days the company is sending them home early to cut down on overtime pay. So he said he was exhausted because he was so busy during the day.
He's in a different department.
Mr. Sanders also mentioned you.
Me? What did he say?
Recently, when he invites you out for a drink, you say you need to go home right away. And he said it's nice that you and I get along so well.
Oh, I see.
But you haven't been home early lately, have you? Do you have another place to return to?
Shut up! You're my wife, so you'd better shut your mouth. I come home after all, so that's fine.
That's not the point.
Anyway, you behave yourself with my mother and father. I can't go visit them because I'm busy. But tell them I'm very worried about him or something.
Why don't you go and tell them that yourself? Well, that's enough. I get it. Hannah, thanks again for your help today. I know you must be busy too, but you came all the way to the hospital. You say you're doing this for Brian, who's busy with work. I really appreciate that you take your time for us. Thank you for saying that. But it must be hard for you too. You visit him every day, right? Let me know if you get tired. I will cover for you. You can always tell me. Thank you. Hannah, you're truly a great daughter-in-law. Brian is lucky to be married to a wife like you. He doesn't seem to think so. But just having you say so is a relief to me. Thank you very much. My husband is not going to make it. Please don't say that. Let us not give up hope until the end. The doctor told me he had at most 1 week to live. Oh no. I think we'll be discussing his inheritance soon. All of our children are boys. Sad to say, but I guess so. I hope he manages to get through. So, I need to talk to you about something. Oh, what is it? Could we meet outside the hospital? Of course, you can talk to me about anything. Your father took his last breath. Now we will move to the funeral home to make our arrangements. The funeral will be about 2 days later.
Oh, I see. Sorry, but I'm not going to be at the funeral.
Huh? What are you talking about? It's your father's funeral.
You'll be there and that's enough. I'm going on a trip tomorrow.
Huh? A trip? You never told me that.
I didn't tell you, so it's no surprise you didn't know. I've already made a reservation and can't cancel, so I will miss the funeral.
You're just joking, right? At a time like this. How could the eldest son not attend his father's funeral?
I don't care about my father's funeral, frankly.
What did you say?
No one discusses inheritance at a funeral, right?
Are you really only interested in his assets? You didn't even visit him once.
I met him at the end of last year, so that's enough. Besides, what's the point of talking about someone who's no longer in this world? We are still alive. So we should put our lives first, right?
Huh? I don't understand. I really think you should be at the funeral.
No, I'm not going. I'm only going to attend a discussion about inheritance.
What? Are you serious about that? Isn't that too insane?
I am the eldest son, but you should do your job as my wife. Tell them I'm on a business trip or something. Don't make a bad impression to my folks, okay? If I don't get his inheritance, it's your fault.
If you're going to say that, why don't you just attend? If it's bereavement leave, most business trips are canceled, right?
The business trip is just a made-up story. Actually, I'm going on a trip. Anyways, I'm leaving now. See ya.
What? See you? Are you serious? I've had enough of you. All right. I don't care if you regret this.
How was the funeral? I'm enjoying my trip.
I see. Enjoy. You don't have to come back.
What are you sulking about? You're not a child, so don't be like that.
Whatever.
Don't tell me you're still mad at me. Why? You alone were enough to attend my father's funeral. The inheritance meeting is next week, right? I'll definitely be there for that.
We've already decided how to divide your father's assets.
What?
We're having that discussion right now, while you're just having a good time like an idiot. When you come back, no one will welcome you anymore. They already know everything.
Wait a minute, what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Don't you understand? You are stupid enough to contact me now. What do you want to do? As I said, we've already decided how to divide your father's assets.
Wait. I don't understand. I thought the meeting was next week.
I don't think anyone said it was next week.
Yes, but normally you don't talk about how to divide their assets right after death, right? Use common sense.
Did you say common sense? You've been acting the most insane. Don't talk to me about common sense. Your brother Billy and Eric, they live far away. We don't know if we can get everyone together again soon. This is the most practical thing to do, right?
Yes, but seriously? I'm the oldest son and I'm not there. Do you do important things like that?
It might be more correct to say that we decided to talk about it because you weren't around.
Huh?
You won't receive a cent of the inheritance.
Are you kidding me? Stop lying!
Your mother has already decided. It's final.
Screw you! What happened to the money? The money I was supposed to receive.
Bailey will take over your father's business. And Eric receives the land that your father owned. The remaining assets were divided between your mother and me.
What? You? What the hell does that mean? I don't understand. If you're getting the inheritance, does that mean it's my money? What do you mean?
No. You and I are already divorced.
Divorce? What the hell are you talking about?
You know what? I already know you've been cheating on me.
What are you talking about?
There's no use pretending that you don't know. I've seen the text between you and the woman you're having an affair with. I have screenshots.
What? Why?
You were going to divorce me when you received your inheritance. And you were going to live with that woman, weren't you? So you had all the divorce papers ready to go, right?
Huh? You didn't find that, did you?
Yes, I found it. So I filed the divorce papers.
What? What are you doing? That's so unnecessary.
Do you know why I received the inheritance instead of you?
How am I supposed to know that? My mother just lost her mind, didn't she? That's unacceptable.
You're gonna pay alimony, though.
What?
Your mother was worried that you never came to visit them, even though you live nearby. But all you did was talk about the inheritance. So I talked to her about my concerns. And this is the result. Good for us, right?
Was it good? Good for what?
Your mother already knew that all you cared about was the inheritance. She told me that she had decided to let me inherit the assets. Of course, I told her that she should get the part she was supposed to get.
Nothing is good. You took the inheritance I was supposed to get. I won't allow that.
You don't have to allow me. Even if you had inherited his assets, I'll claim it as alimony, so it's the same.
You're lying.
You have betrayed me and ignored your family up until this point. Don't you think this is what you deserve? Live happily with your pretty girlfriend. Oh, and I have told all of this to your company.
What?
She's an intern at your office, right? You'll be uncomfortable at the office from now on. But good luck with your work. Because there's nothing you can inherit. You have to work to live.
Wait, Hannah. You can't tell my company. Let's not get a divorce. I can't get a divorce under these circumstances.
Well, you must be mistaken.
Huh?
We're already divorced. We are strangers. You don't have to contact me anymore. You've been abandoned by your entire family. That's what you get. Bye, loser. Eventually, Brian rushed home from his trip. He visited his parents' house, but his mother was so mad with him and kicked him out. He was told not to enter the property of their house again. He was dismayed and disowned by his own brothers. Brian was also called by his supervisor at work and asked what was going on. Then it all came out and he was embarrassed. Additionally, the intern who was his girlfriend awkwardly resigned, and he lost touch with her just like that. Brian lost everything, and all he had left was his job. It was too late to regret it.